is one of two corresponding kickoffs to conclude the round of 16 of AFC Champions League Elite. Second leg action already this week has seen Al Nasser, Al Sadd, Al Hilal and Al Ahly advance from the Western Zone. Yokohama F. Marinos and Buriram United so far from the Eastern Zone. So now here it's down to Frontale and Shenhua and Gwangju and Vissel Kobe, who kick off simultaneously in Southwest Korea to provide us with our last two entrants into the last eight. Both coaches have made changes tonight. One of them's injury enforced as far as Shenhua are concerned. They've lost their influential French midfielder Ibrahim Amadou. I just wonder how significant that will turn out to be, because the battle for possession and the battle to dominate the midfield could be where this game is won and lost over the next couple of hours here. It's all set up perfectly. Frontale had plenty of the ball last week in China, but lacked that cutting edge. No second chances after tonight. Fluff your lines here, and that is the end of the AFC Champions League Elite adventure. All our J1 clubs well supported. The, quite frankly, horrible conditions won't dampen their spirits. Great leveller, and we are all set for showtime. Our Emirati officials then prepare to lead the teams out. A regal welcome for our teams, it seems. Uncharted territory, in a sense, for both Kawasaki Frontale and Shanghai Shenhua. Shanghai, in particular, involved in their first knockout contest in Asia's top club level competition for the best part of 20 years. The dream is on, and they are in the box seat coming into this second leg. The teams of Kawasaki Frontale and Shanghai Shenhua prepare to lock horns again. Ota Takai's unfortunate own goal last week has tilted the scale slightly in Shanghai's favour, but this tie is nowhere near over. Shigetoshi Asabe has tweaked his team tonight, including a recall for Erison up front. Leonid Slutsky has changed his main striker too. Important decisions in terms of starting personnel for these two teams to try and fulfill their respective destinies. For Shenhua, it's just getting the job done. There we see Erison on the end of the line there, back in the starting 11, replacing Shin Yamada tonight for Frontale, who have to come out and attack and put something on the end of all that midfield productivity and creativity that was sorely lacking at the Shanghai Stadium a week ago. Harrison, a couple of goals in the group phase of this competition, and likewise his opposite number, also drafted in, Saulo Mineiro of Shenhua, another Brazilian striker, another scorer in this competition in earlier match days. Big pressure on those Brazilian strikers tonight. So Frontale coach in total makes 3 changes. Shigetoshi Asabe to last week's losing team. Asai Sasaki for Sai van Vermeskirchen at right back. Erison for Shin Yamada. And significantly, Ryota Oshima for Yuta Yamamoto in midfield. The 32-year-old Frontale legend starts for the first time since November tonight. There we see 4-2-3-1. Marcinho and Ito will provide the trickery on the outside of the attacking supporting 3 behind main striker Erison. So the 2 captains come forward, Yasuto Wakizaka and Wu Shi. Tonight's officials are from the United Arab Emirates, led by referee Omar Alali. The second time he's been in charge of Frontale this season in this competition, the first having been the away win at Ulsan HD on the first match day of the group phase 6 months ago. 2 changes for Shenhua, one of them injury forced. Ibrahim Amadou limped out of that first leg, and that's robbed Shanghai of a big presence in the midfield. 18-year-old Yang Haoyu, in his first season in the Shenhua senior team, has a big responsibility here. Their other 18-year-old prodigy, Liu Chuyang, is the other player who drops out, with Saulo Mineiro restored to the starting team after shaking off the injury that prevented him starting the first leg. Liu, wearing 34 there, had a big chance, didn't he, the last week to break the deadlock. He missed it, and that perhaps is why he's dropped down to the bench at the start of this second leg. Erison, goals against Pohang Steelers and Central Coast Mariners in the course of a week last month, the last 2 match days of the group phase. 12 teams started out in the groups in each of the western and eastern zones. Top 8 made it through. João Teixeira there, big creative force for Shenhua, will try and provide the ammunition tonight for Saulo Mineiro. No longer used to being top dogs in Japan, Kawasaki Frontale. Their 4 titles in the space of 5 years in the late 2010s had them dominating the domestic scene, but now it's continental glory thereafter. Strap in and settle down for what's sure to be a riveting and rocky ride. Shanghai Shenhua defending their 1-0 first leg lead against Kawasaki Frontale at the home of the 4-time Japanese champions. It's 19 years since Shenhua reached the quarter-final of continental competition. 8 years since Frontale made the last 8. Neither have ever been further than the quarter-finals, but one will have a chance to do exactly this year against Yokohama F. Marinos in Saudi Arabia at the end of next month. But first things first, bring it home tonight. Conditions undoubtedly are going to be tricky. Same for both teams, of course. And the early onus as far as Frontale are concerned, will be getting hold of the ball in the middle of the park and using Erison, targeting the Brazilian striker. There was some debate as to whether Shigetoshi Asabe would go with two up front. And tonight, Yamada and Erison, who has the shot, which stuck low to the surface. Bao Yashung with an early warming of the palms there, down to his right-hand side. Marcinho with the ball through. It's just that bit of room for Erison to wriggle. Doesn't properly get hold of it. Already on target in J1 as well this season. There's Shenhua. They look to attack for the first time in this contest. Chan is the left back. Chan does well. A good block ahead of him there by Yuichi Maruyama. Chan Shinichi bombing up on the left-hand side. Wilson Manafa had an excellent match on the opposite flank, the right-hand side, attack-minded fullback for Shenhua last week, and of course it was his drive that was lashed past his own goalkeeper by Kota Takai. Supplementary attackers, the marauding fullbacks for Shenhua, and likewise Sota Miura on the left, and Asai Sasaki, who's come in for Saivan Wermeskirchen tonight on the right. They'll try and fulfill that role for Kawasaki Frontale. Edi Fulang Shisi. Ball up to Marcinho. He's able to wriggle it back there to Sota Miura. So Kawahara. There's Sasaki. New players in. He actually finished the first leg last week, did Sasaki, coming on for Saivan Wermeskirchen. Perhaps a little bit more defence-minded than Van Wermeskirchen Sasaki. And I'm sure Shigetoshi Asabe being ultra wary of leaving the wide areas exposed. Every time we get the shot of the running track around the pitch here at the Todoroki Stadium, gives you an idea of the force of this rain, which has been lashing Kawasaki all day. Stark contrast to conditions last week at the Shanghai Stadium. But it was a riveting first leg, that. Both teams had chances. Both teams went for it. Frontale had the ball in the back of the net in the first half, but Wakizaka's attempt was ruled out for offside correctly after VAR intervened. There's Marcinho. Miura as well. Sota Miura can point to historically the strong record against Chinese teams at home in continental competition. But last year I saw Frontale knocked out of AFC Champions League by the Chinese team. They won the away leg against Shandong Taishan, but then were beaten at home here. Something of a stunner, that. Sasaki towards Marcinho. There's Erison. Misses his kick entirely. A difficult one to read, that. They're trying to pirouette and hit the volley, and couldn't get all the moving parts working together. Picks it up again. It's away by Li Qi. Naturalised Chinese player on the right-hand side of the Shenhua midfield, born in London. Frontale, as you may have expected, looking to dominate possession, dictate matters tonight. Marcinho, early ball in. Harrison let it run through. Eddie Foulan, Chisi was able to deal with it in tricky conditions again. There's a reminder. Bao losing his footing. It should be straightforward for the keeper. The high press last week was a feature of the Frontale, where they didn't have the ball on more than one occasion. Shin Yamada and Wakizaka in behind him, just really getting tight on Bao Yashun. Whenever Shenhua rolled the ball back to their keeper, caused problems. Caused the goalkeeper to rush his clearance on 2 or 3 occasions at the Shanghai stadium. 7 is Xu Hao Yung. That was Wu Shu, captain, dealt with. Kawahara sits deep, protecting the back four with Ryota Oshima. Yuki Yamamoto has dropped to the bench tonight. Marcinho here, ball up into him as well. Sasaki. Missed the chance to slip it back there to Ito. Shigetoshi Asebe, 53-year-old former Frontale player. They replaced the legendary coach Toru Aniki, the coach who delivered those 4 titles in 5 years. And a couple of those titles were utterly devastating victories. They won the 2020 J1 title, Frontale, by 18 points. Lost just 3 matches all season, followed it up in 2021 by winning the league again by 13 points. And a couple of Super Cups, a couple of Emperor's Cups in that run as well. But continental success eluded them. 3 of those 4 occasions when they qualified for AFC Champions League after winning the league, they were knocked out in the group stage. That's tidily done by Chan. Able to cushion that cleverly back to Bao. Sandwich of a ball over the top by Soto Miura. It's tempting Sasaki in. This is the 3rd time these two have met this season, prior to last week's first leg. So met in Shanghai in the group stage. Shenhua won that one as well. Marcinho was sent off in that game early, which, well, they held them back a bit in that one. There's Oshima. 263 appearances in the league for Kawasaki Frontale. Incredible servant to the club. His career started in Kawasaki in 2011. 7-cap international midfielder as well. There's the problems recurring from last week. Bao not looking confident in his clearance, certainly not under pressure. Sasaki hoists it towards the airspace of Erison. Marcinho with Miura in support. Kawahara. Room for Sasaki. Ito. They'll give and go. It's Ito! Oh, it's blazed over by Marcinho. First good chance comes after 11 minutes. Clever, slick move, applauded by the coach. Ito with a clever little give and go. And that move and the sharpness of the cross deserved a better finish from Marcinho, in truth. I mean, the goal is gaping there, isn't it? The Brazilian, his 4th year with Frontale, has been on target in AFC Champions League action. Scored 8 minutes into stoppages here against Central Coast Mariners, 18th of February. That was the match that concluded the group stage. They beat Chinese opposition here back in December in Shandong Taishan, but that result has been scrubbed out. Marcinho scored in that match too. Oshima. Miura. Ball in there to Erison. Just a hint of the combination that they'll try and work there, because Wakizaka was running in behind Erison. The Brazilian just unable to lay the ball off to him. He overran it a bit, didn't he, in the end there, Erison. And Saulo Mineiro's had a touch yet. Here comes Miura on the hunt again. Marcinho. Sasaki just couldn't get past the first defender. Leonid Slutsky, a title winner in his native Russia, also had a blink and you miss it spell as coach of Hull City in England. Managed Russia too. Dyer's cast, seemingly, isn't it? Shenhua struggling to have any possession in the Frontale half. Marcinho was a heavy ball. Missed the first good chance, no doubt. Player who used to play in China himself. Marcinho, before decamping to Kawasaki in 2021, had a couple of years with Chongqing. There should be chance. Xu Haoyong. Almost a touch there for Saulo Mineiro as he drifted to this left-hand side to make himself available to the man in possession. Clattering challenge there from Zhang on Erison. They do have options up front. Ten Miyagi as well as Shin Yamada as options tonight if Harrison can't bring it home for Frontale. In his second year in Kawasaki, Harrison. So 72% of the ball in the opening quarter of an hour and a bit here for Kawasaki Frontale. All plugged away by Sasaki. Harrison will give chase. Sasaki did well to win the header. There's Chan. Wushu threading it over. Ball kicked on again ahead of the Brazilian Saulo Mineiro. First touch that for Tebo Yamaguchi as well. Frontale keeper tonight. Miura, Marcinho, Oshima, or Kawahara. That's a useful ball there to Ito. Well played! Really good move. And Wakizaka took it on. Decent low strike as well from Yasuto Wakizaka. And this is what Frontale can do. Super movement, crisp passing, and hint of a better end product incoming tonight. It's a whisker of a fingertip on that from Bao, I think. Just turning that beyond from Yasuto Wakizaka. Really good little move though. Oh, it looked like the keeper had got a touch on that. Nothing doing. That's twice they've threatened now, Frontale. To add to the goal he scored in the fantastic win at Pohang Steelers. Yasuto Wakizaka can play up front in a 4-4-2. So he was used occasionally by Toru Aniki, Shigetoshi Asebe's predecessor. Marcinho tried the trick. Nothing doing. João Teixeira. I feel that he was fouled. And the Emirati official saw nothing wrong with the challenge. Ito. Ito's done well. Threads it across. So I wonder if that's the conditions playing their part there as Bao spilled the cross from Takuya Ito. Bao with the clearance. Mariyama ran ahead of the dropping ball there, but still managed to get contact ahead of Saulo Mineiro. All over the top there for Edison. Again, it would have been the intention to just nudge that into Yasuto Wakizaka. Sasaki. Miura. Oshima. Wakizaka. Sasaki, ball into him with pace, good cross as well. Oshima darting into the penalty box to get on the end of the move that he started. Well, that would have been a story. Ryota Oshima involved in his first match, starting or otherwise since November, and desperate to make an impact. He almost did there. Has placed his shot too close to Bao. Edison. Miura. Miura trying to take on Manafa. Peg back. Maybe they try and enjoy a little bit of time on the ball and work out how to move it away from their own danger zone. Shanghai, Shenhua, it's all Kawasaki Frontale here. But no score. Marcinho, there's the dart from Marcinho. Contact from Manafa. More or less bounced off the fullback there. Nothing serious in that. Saulo Mineiro does get a touch after all. Marcinho just gave himself a little too much to do there, didn't he? Heavy touch. The arms of both players are up. Marcinho, it's a wrong breaking pass, which asked too much there of Tatsuya Ito. Oshima. Harrison. Exactly how Oshima out with that return pass there, Harrison. Another group stage, so the teams play 4 at home, 4 away. Frontale won 3 of their 4 here. The only blip was on match day 2 when Guangzhou came here and won by a goal to 0. This is Sasaki. Sasaki does well! He took it on himself. There were options left and right, but Shenhua paid the price for backing off and backing away from the man in possession. And Sasaki, one of the players freshly brought into the team tonight by Shigetoshi Hasebe, has levelled up the tie on aggregate. Well, you saw he delayed a beat there, didn't he, and decided not to cross, weighing up his options. Smart move. They backed off him, and that allowed Sasaki to lash that shot beyond bow and level up the tie. 1-0 on the night, 1-1 on aggregate. And that is rich reward for the way Kawasaki Frontale have approached this challenge tonight. Shenhua in that first leg toiled and huffed and puffed, and eventually deep into the second half got the breakthrough. It's taken Kawasaki Frontale less than 25 minutes to reply in kind here in their home leg. Marcinho dealt with superbly there by Wilson Manafa. João Teixeira. There's Wu Shu. Takai, the man his own goal last week, gave Frontale the challenge tonight. Chan Shinichi. Overlapper is João Teixeira. Touch was heavy. Takai deals with it. Where's the young superstar, Kota Takai, maybe a centre-half, can also play as a full-back too. But at just 20 in his 4th year now, in the Frontale first team is regarded as the next big thing. Shenhua with their first corner of the match. Delivery's not bad at all. Marcinho throwing himself at that. Lasciate took it on the volley. Oh, failed to clear though. Safety in numbers at the back though for Frontale after Marcinho's mistake. Oh, lovely feet there. Lasciate draws the challenge from Edison. Can have few complaints there. The concession of the free kick, Edison. Well, that's the striker's challenge for you. Shenhua enjoying their best period of the match thus far. Shenhua, one of their international players for China. They're taking the free kick, good delivery as well. Bouncing awkwardly. Two players arriving, one of them ID Fulang Chisi on the far post. Unorthodox defending, but effective enough. Miura. Oshima. Miura again. Ball into the pocket for Erison to chase. Yeah, bounces off AD. Get anything for that? Well, interesting player, Erison. A couple of years with the Frontale now. So left Botafogo. Went to Estoril in Portugal. Japanese teams tend to love a Brazilian striker. Erison fits that bill for them. Well, Shu Young did extremely well there. Referee was content to see if an advantage was forthcoming. Saulo Mineiro runs into the channel and collides with Maruyama. It's a man whose hat-trick lit up the victory over Vissel Kobe for Shanghai Shenhua. Saulo Mineiro, again returning to Japan. He had 3 years with Yokohama FC. Between 2021 and 2023. In that time was relegated from J1 and promoted back to J1 with the second club in Yokohama. Ito, Erison! Oh, goalkeeper may well have blocked that with his leg. Kawasaki, keen and calm in their build-up. Almost carved Shenhua open to the tune of his second goal there. Half an hour gone at the Todoroki Stadium. Kawasaki Frontale, crucially, have levelled up the tie on aggregate. Reminiscent, actually, of their performance in the first half against Shanghai's city rivals, Shanghai Port, in the group stage. A team managed by Kevin Muscat. He was beaten by his old team over 2 legs in the last 16 here. Yokohama F. Marinos. Steve Holland in charge now, the former assistant to Gareth Southgate with England. They beat Port at the Nissan Stadium 4-1 in the second leg 24 hours ago, having won the first leg 1-0 in Shanghai. With the Marinos, I'm sure, keen to see the outcome of this one. As it will be the winners of this tie that face Yokohama F. Marinos in the quarter-finals. So we will not have the big Shanghai derby in the last 8. That would have been a story, wouldn't it, in this first ever year of the AFC Champions League elite. Could be the 2 top teams in Japan who won the title between them for 6 years straight, not so long ago. Free kick opportunities present themselves here for Frontale. Miura and Wakizaka there. So Wakizaka all did its job. Solo Minero bundles it away. So to Miura. Oshima. Marcinho, lovely little flick back. Wakizaka. Oshima. Ito was the target. Well defended. Really good work there by Wushu. This is what they can do when they're on song. Quick movement, good awareness, crisp passing, corner for Frontale. Wakizaka hoists it. Oh, there's the flick down. The loose ball is in from Kota Takai, but there was a big collision on. Yeah, that's Chan Shinishi as they try to deal with the corner. His bodies crashing into each other. Well, Kota Takai would have loved that. Target at the right end in this tie. Certainly an interesting attempt, wasn't it, from Erison? To leap up and over Chan there, in the hope of steering that ball on goalwards. And Bao blocking from Marcinho as Takai plunders it over the line. Quite impressed with him, Chan, in the first leg. Liam Anafa did a sterling job down the flanks. Knee, wasn't it? Left knee of Erison. That's done the damage. This is the goal from Asai Sasaki. His first goal since May last year. Match week 11 of the 2024 J1 season. Scored an own goal in the time in between, put through his own net, and Frontale were dumped out of the Emperor's Cup last July by Oita Trinita. Leonid Slutsky, a Russian Cup winner with CSKA Moscow in 2011 and 2013. Just those 3 league titles with CSKA, 2013, 14 and 16. And Chinese FA Cup and Super Cup. They've already beaten Shanghai Port of Shenhua in the Super Cup match that opened up the new domestic season. Free kick won by Saulo Mineiro. Taken short as well. Frontale caught napping a bit there. Super recovery challenge. Kizaka, captain's challenge there. This is worrying, or it was to begin with. Gushi from Zhang Shelong's header. Not too much conviction about Shenhua's attacking play thus far. Been starved of the ball for most parts. I'm sure Shigetoshi Asabe have been well pleased with the dynamism and fizz about Kawasaki's play. Simply no other option for the situation they were in. Idea was right, execution not quite there that time from Sasaki, looking to one-touch it onto Tatsuya Ito, who has plenty of tricks about him. Skillful wide player, Tatsuya Ito. Spent 9 years in Europe, he's back in Japan now. Marcinho will charge down bow. There's João Teixeira, the creative Portuguese player. Once Academy Player of the Year at Liverpool, would you believe? João Teixeira. Big hoisted cross there, which Yamaguchi claims really well. Came in from Xu Haoyong. Just talking about João Teixeira in his early formative years in the Liverpool Academy. Still has a chance, doesn't he, to go further than his former club, the club that formed him. Different Champions League, of course, but he'll have watched on with interest as Liverpool were knocked out of the UEFA Champions League on penalties by PSG. But you sense it's going to be a long night here for Shenhua. If they can't impose themselves a little bit more, or be more productive on the breakaway. Ito. Marcinho with a run. Just drawing the defender across Zhang. Shenlong. was out of options, really. Had to put it behind. Marcinho full of running. We're in the last 5 minutes of the first half. Pleasingly, the rain has pulled up a bit. Corner, swings away from goal. Marcinho was closest to it. Well, that's Wakizaka on João Teixeira. And Yasuto Wakizaka can have, again, little argument really at the yellow card that is shown to him. Well, because they will know about João Teixeira's danger. And that was exactly in Wakizaka's mind there. Because the little Portuguese midfielder was spinning and he would have been away. Tactical yellow picked up by Wakizaka. So Kawahara, Kota Takai. Goal scorer Sasaki here with the throw. Sasaki, runner, the option, wide right. Pass was drilled a bit too much though from Kawahara. Nice idea again. Fullback's getting forward. Didn't come off that time. So, Frontale's prowess at home in this competition, the group stage, producing 3 wins from 4 matches here at the Todoroki. Contrast that with Shenhua's issues away from home. 3 defeats and a draw away from the Shanghai stadium. And at the group stage of the Eastern Zone, failed to score in 3 of those. Beaten at the Marinos, beaten at Guangzhou, both by 1-0. They lost 3-0 at Johor Darul Tazim. Sasaki, the position from which he was able to latch home the opening goal. Ito does well. And that's just booted clear by Zhang. Ito taking up the good position. Well forward there. Sasaki is at the heart of all good things they do down this right-hand side, Frontale. Blue shirts flood forward here for this corner as the first half draws to a close. Wakizaka, look at that pack of blue shirts. It's situated on the edge of the 6-yard box. Well, Kawahara so close to making it 2. Spectacular attempt from a tight angle here. He's that close. Three extra minutes added on. João Teixeira. Wilson Manafa. Chan. Rushi. Played up to Xu Haoyong. Sasaki gets it away. Defensive header there by Jiang. Nice footwork initially again from Zhao Teixeira. Pass cut out though, and you have to give Frontale their dues. Defending well, getting blocks in. Chan with a throw. Minero attacking foul called there. And Saulo. How does he throw in the young striker again? Leonid Slutsky here. Going to be interesting to see the changes throughout the second half if Shenhua continue to struggle to make any inroads attack-wise. Yang Haoyu. Wu. Zhang. There's Li Qi. Nafa back to Li Qi. Tried the trickery. Work out. There's a swipe there on Erison. No, feel that the advantage should have been played there. Yeah, unhappy with that decision. And no chance there afforded to Frontale to try and push on and get the second goal. They were away, but they'll have to settle for one at the break. Scored by Asai Sasaki, one of the changes to Shigetoshi Asebe's team tonight. Wakizaka had an attempt. They have played on the front foot as they need to do to try and overturn this deficit. 1-0 on the night. The chances through extra time and maybe penalties beyond. We shall soon see. I do think they're missing Ibrahim Amadou though in the middle of the park. Just strong, forceful ball winner, the Frenchman. Yang Haoyu hasn't really been able to impact the match as much as you suspect Amadou might have done. They've struggled to use Saulo Mineiro in any kind of threatening capacity, the Brazilian striker. Wilson Manafa gets the ball back to Bao. Long pass up to Saulo Mineiro. Maruyama deals with it well. That is Yang Haoyu. Up to Saulo, able to lay it off. Wu Shi didn't quite expect the ball to come through to him there, Wu, the Shanghai Shenhua captain. These two clubs qualified for this competition, AFC Champions League elite, in a big revamp, courtesy of their victories in their respective cup competitions. This is the first year of the autumn to spring format. Previously, AFC Champions League campaigns have been run through the course of the calendar year, as is the case with domestic football in Japan, but this is the last calendar year football season in J1 as we move to the different calendar, autumn to spring, from 2026 onwards. 26-27 that'll be in the first half of next year. We'll have a championship to bridge the gap. Shanghai Shenhua were just edged out of the Chinese title race by a single point by their city rivals last season. Straightforward claim there for Yamaguchi. Frontale finished 8th last year, an underwhelming domestic campaign for the second season in a row. Been 8th the last 2 years in J1. It's all a bit of a come down after finishing first, fourth, first, and then runners-up in successive years, 2017 to 2022. Marcinho, great trickery. He's done superbly there, and he couldn't pick out his Brazilian colleague Erison with the final pass. But he took two defenders out of the game superbly there. Zhang and Manafa. It's reminding us what he can do. Corner here, the Kawasaki Frontale. Wakizaka with the delivery. No one could get a clean enough contact on it. Try and force a save out of Bao Xiaoyong. Just have to focus on the basics. Continue in the same vein as the first half, Frontale. Just as a reminder, this week we've seen Al Nassr and Al Sadd get through. Al Hilal beat Paktakor, Al Ahly beat Al Rayyan, and the Marinos and Buriram as well, winning their Eastern Zone. The second legs. Shenhua attacking, is into Yang. Everyone back for Frontale. It has to come back to AD Boulangsisi. Zhang Shilong. Here's Manafa. And Manafa with Marcinho there, just providing enough of a distraction. Working very hard when they don't have the ball. Shenhua are just having a little bit more of the ball at the start of the second half. Erison misses the flip. It was Zhang, but rolled over Zhang. And Wakizaka just a little bit hasty. Couldn't turn the ball into Marcinho. Frontale have won 10 matches in 21 played against Chinese opposition. In the Champions League, lost 7. Half of those victories have been at home. A blip against Shandong Taishan last year, which ended up dumping them out at this stage. Followed back-to-back victories against Guangzhou and Beijing Guoan in the 2022 and 2021 campaigns respectively, when they played matches in centralised group hubs because of all the COVID complications. Here's Manafa. Manafa is onto his weaker left foot there. Oh, it's Saulo Mineiro, might have a window, and Saulo Mineiro almost turned it past Yamaguchi. Just a whisker of a chance for Saulo Mineiro, and he very nearly embarrassed the goalkeeper. So the ball was bouncing so awkwardly, Maruyama couldn't deal with it. That is a fantastic goal line clearance, because João Teixeira was all poised to turn the ball over the line as well, wasn't he? Wasn't a clean connection. There was a lot of attention around Saulo Mineiro there, but that's a scare for Frontale here. Yeah, the most worrisome moment yet for Louis Debo Yamaguchi and his back line. Much better attitude here in this second half from Shanghai Shenhua. Desperate to shake off the tag of Chinese football's nearly men. João Teixeira. Yeah, Kawahara has got that challenge in. João Teixeira unhappy. Went to Brighton after his formative years at Liverpool. Then on to Porto, Feyenoord. Well travelled. Manafa did well, sharp pass as well to Xu Haoyong. Xu Haoyong it produces a speculative attempt. This was decent football from Shenhua. Not a bad effort at all in the final shake-up there. Just couldn't hook it enough. Yamaguchi was at full stretch there. It was João Teixeira with the effort. Completely different Shenhua attitude and approach here since half-time. Takai. Miura. Goes Erison. Yeah, AD. With the run across, just sufficiently distracting Erison. More than capable centre-half, AD Philanchi, like Li Qi, naturalised Chinese mum and Tanzanian father. AD born Eddie Francis. Here's Wilson Manafa. Oof, that's a little bit under here. AD has to help him out, does really well just to pick out Chan on the left-hand side. Can't work a 1-2 with João Teixeira. There's an extra gear here about Shenhua in the second half. Challenge comes in, it's not good. It's probably useful for João Teixeira. The referee didn't spot the contribution thereafter from the Portuguese players. A yellow card for Chan. Scored in the win over Vissel Kobe, Chan Shinichi. Doesn't agree with the booking. No surprise there. (1-0) to Kawasaki Frontale under Shigetoshi Asabe. Toru Aniki had announced long before the end of last season that he was stepping down. I mean, the record-setting coach. No team had won 4 titles in a 5-year span before Aniki's Frontale did it. It's rich reward actually for him, sort of turning the club around. A third before winning that first title in 2017. He bit the Antlers on the last day on goal difference. Reputation for developing talent as well, which is sold on to Europe. Well, it's starting to come together a bit for Shenhua. The pass was too heavy for Saulo Mineiro in the final shake-up there. But there's an extra dimension about them here in this second half. Much better from Slutsky's team since the break. Miura's cross, a little bit underwhelming that. Miura, Oshima, a handle there from Yang Aoyu. Harrison couldn't bring the ball under his spell, and Zhang Zheilong was right on it. Sharp defending there from the Shenhua centre half. Heavy ball into feet there from Ito to Harrison. Corner to be taken by Yasuto Wakizaka. At near post, contact from Takai. And not close there to rubbing out the memory of last week's home goal. Well, they've just lost a little bit of their fizz and effervescence, attack-wise, Frontale. Mistakes there, can always undermine. Harrison with a heavy touch again. Marcinho with a quick pass up to his Brazilian colleague. That's better from Frontale. They snap in again. Oshima. Caught after the ball went. Marcinho there with Miura in support. Marcinho slips it back to Wakizaka. Kawara. Sasaki with that layoff, the sort of layoff and move that would have produced something more significant at the end of it in the first half, you sense. But the tempo is different. Miura waits for the pass. Marcinho with work to do here. Got there in time at least. I just wonder if Shin Yamada is made for a late show here. Harrison's touch has been a little bit heavy at times. Yeah, I mean, very supportive J1 crowds, but the first rumblings of a little bit of discontent, I think, here. But you have to credit Shanghai Shenhua for the way they played themselves into this tie. Going in at half-time has enabled Leonid Slutsky's team to press the reset button. Well, the first changes are going to come from Leonid Slutsky. Step on from João Teixeira, drop of the shoulder, good ball into that near post, and superb covering by Takai there on Saulo Mineiro. Well, João Teixeira made the break. Yeah, pushing it that extra yard, clever cross as well, superb defending. Well, that's why there's all the hype about Kota Takai. Saulo Mineiro had made that dart, combination almost worked out. So we have Gao Tianyi, who comes into the fray. Likewise Liu Chengyu. Now then, the youngster who had a big chance, the 18-year-old star of the Chinese under-20 setup. As they go two up front now, unsurprisingly, Shanghai Shenhua. He had a golden chance with a diving header in the first leg that he put wide. Now there's a chance for Harrison to make it 2-0, Kawasaki Frontale. The first bit of real quality from the Brazilian striker Harrison, and that could be the difference between Frontale going through and nervy extra time tonight. Well, is VAR going to have a look at this? That left arm of Harrison with his forward movement might give the video assistant something to think about. It's a delightful cross, and it's a very, very good finish from Harrison. They just split the centre halves there, Aidi and Zhang, and Harrison gambled on the gap and converted wonderfully. Right after those Shanghai Shenhua changes as well. How about that? With Shenhua having been largely on top, really, over the last 10 minutes or so, I'm not surprised this is going to VAR. And Harrison will have to wait. It is a goal. It was legal. He was onside. And now Harrison can add to those strikes against Pohang Steelers and Central Coast Mariners, with perhaps his most crucial contribution of all in AFC Champions League lead. Still 25 minutes to go, still time, still wriggle room for Shenhua, but that's a major blow for them. Miura to Wakizaka, and all of a sudden they're looking a little bit rushed and panicked again, the visitors. Izito. Room to manoeuvre on the counter. Sasaki there, read the flight of the ball. Manafa. Clear tug on the shirt there by Maruyama. Straight after those changes, Kawasaki just kept up the rhythm. Well, Japan all set to be heavily represented then yet again at the latter stages of Asian club competition, only once in the last 9 years as a Japanese team not made it as far as the semi-finals. Here comes Erison and Marcinho. Frontale on the charge again. Marcinho to Oshima. Step over there for Marcinho's got there first. Players to aim at. Ito makes it 3. Sharp build-up play, and Shenhua are in danger of being buried here in Kawasaki. This was a lovely slick move. Picked up their mojo, having been under the cosh for the previous 15 minutes or so in this second half. Lovely possession football. Marcinho, Oshima, the step over for Marcinho, the tuck back for Ito, and the most delightful of finishes. Very easy on the eye when the football is played like this. And that's a first goal in Kawasaki Frontale colours for Tatsuya Ito. It's his first goal, full stop, since the February 2024 when he was playing for Magdeburg in Bundesliga 2. They're checking it, they always check it. And the diminutive, the little player, wonderful trickery about him. We'll have to wait a little longer. Well, that's Yuki Yamamoto, the midfielder who dropped out of the team for Ryota Oshima tonight. Just wonder if that will be the switch to try and shore things up. Let's wait and see the outcome of the VAR check. Well, Ito is back playing in Japan. He hadn't actually played in his homeland after leaving for Europe a decade ago, Hamburg and Magdeburg. Also briefly played in Belgium for St. Sweden. So let's have a look. interfering, question mark. He doesn't touch the ball. He's retreating from what seemed like an offside position there. Yasuto Wakizaka. And it's down to Yahya Al-Mullah and Mohammed Kadim, the Emirati VAR team tonight. Yeah, praying that the advantage gets a little bit more comfortable in this tie, the Frontale faithful. So we have Oshima being replaced by Yamamoto. The player who started the first leg will end the second, and it is a goal. It is 3-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate. And you have to say it's impressive the way Kawasaki Frontale weathered the storm at the start of the second half. We will have to wait a little longer, it seems, for the Chinese club to be challenging and possibly winning the AFC Champions League. Guangzhou Evergrande, a dominant team with all the money behind the Guangzhou club. Marcello Lippi, Fabio Cannavaro. Got those 2 titles, 2013 and 15. 2 of China's total of 3. The Champions Cups in Asian continental competition. China hasn't had a side in the semi-finals since 2019. The Shanghai poor dream died, and similar outcome threatened here for Shanghai's Shenhua too. Marcinho has been a thorn in the Shenhua side all night. It's another big dart there. Lovely movement again. Wakizaka, touch was a little heavy and pulled it wide. He did really well in the circumstances there. It's Ito, brings it on. Good play round the outside as well. Wakizaka! Oh, he's so unlucky. Off the inside of the woodwork. Delightful volley. That's twice they've hit the frame of Bao Yashung's goal now, after that So Kawara volley in the first half. Wonderful technique there from Yasuto Wakizaka. Just millimetres away from making it 4. They're bouncing now, the Frontale fans. There goes Sasaki, tangling with his opposite number there. Chan, decision goes Shanghai Shenhua's way. Japan with this fabulous record in Asian club competitions as Shigetoshi Asabe prepares to make further tweakings. There are 8 titles, 5 runners-ups, 13 times in the final. It's 6 behind the best performing nation in this competition, Korea Republic, with 12 titles. But you only have to look at the recent history. Japan with a team in the final last year, the Marinos. Frontale's next opponents in this year's edition. 2022 Urawa Reds were the champions. 2020 and 2021 are blank years, but 2019, Arua Reds in the final, defeated by Al Hilal. The year before that, Kashima Antlers, they beat Persepolis. Year before that, Arua Reds beat Al Hilal in the final. Dominance. It's all shaping up to be a Saudi-Japan showdown in terms of country versus country when we get to Saudi for the final stage, quarterfinals onwards. Akira Ienaga here will be the next replacement by the looks of things. Inside the last quarter of an hour. Liu, the 18-year-old, 2 goals for China under 20s at the recent age level category championship in China. Finished only a fortnight ago. Delightful. Sasaki to Edison. The goal made it the 2-1 on the night. Edison is replaced here for the final stages. Ienaga coming on. Shin Yamada as well. We'll see this one out. Just delightful. The Ito finish, perfect moment and the perfect time to score his first goal for Kawasaki Frontale. Teixeira. There's the cross, Salaminero, wonderful save! Sharp attacking, pinpoint ball in. Point blank save there from Louis Thibaut Yamaguchi. Well, that would have made things interesting. That is a wonderful stop. Snaps at this cross there, Saulo Mineiro. Can't put any angle on it. Yamaguchi's goal remains intact. Goal kick. Not the corner. Saulo Mineiro, good boy, was he close there. It would have shaken things up a bit. With just over 10 minutes to go, my goodness, wouldn't it have done? Only they'd managed to do something like that with the finish to match when they had that possession the first 10-15 minutes of the second half. Here comes Manafa. Shenhua coming forward again. It's Saulo Mineiro, can't get the shot away. He could at the second time of asking, but it kicked up a little at an awkward height. And Yamaguchi was able to claim it. There, he does well to turn anything goalwards there. Saulo Mineiro, Nampton on the right foot, tries with the left. Totally anonymous in the first half. Much better from him in the second. Here's João Teixeira, taking Ienaga with him. Chandra's forward, there's the 1-2. It's Chan, forcing it through for Liu there. Can't turn it across the Saulo Mineiro. And Frontale do bundle it clear ultimately. Wow, 39 appearances in Japan in his Yokohama FC days. He scored 8 goals. Nothing tonight, a blank for Saulo Mineiro. And it's not been Wilson Manafa's night. They're bringing off Lee Key as well. Wang, Sheng Long and Wang Ha-John are the players on. Of internationals in there at least here for Shenhua. Safely back to the goalkeeper. Adi Fulachisi. Drifts away from Saulo Mineiro. Once again back to the keeper. Ironic in a sense that Toru Iniki, the great record-setting coach who guided Kawasaki to all their titles between 2017 and October of last year, just couldn't crack the continental scene. It was his team that won the Emperor's Cup that got them qualified for this. Indeed, he started the campaign in the group stage as the coach Toru Iniki, but he's now bequeathed this team to his successor Shigetoshi Asube, who's, it's fair to say, taken them on a level. Quarter-final with the Marinos, should they see this out now, it's going to be absolutely huge. Lift over the top, there's Sasaki, whose attempt started the party tonight. Ienaga, twists and turns Ienaga, and then draws the save from Bao Yaoxiong. He can still cut it, this guy. The Kawasaki Frontale legend. Drawing the save late on here. It's been fantastic, there's no other word for it. At 38, Akira Ienaga, Tachibanada and Segua are going to keep it tight here towards the end. Wakizaka, another captain's performance. He's covered every blade of grass tonight. Wakizaka has earned his breather. Has been a night for heroes, so Kawara as well. Player who drops out for Kento Tachibanada. Light for light defensive midfield replacement there for Frontale. Marcinho takes marks as well for the way he's pulled Shanghai Shenhua to ribbons tonight. And that's tight from Miura and João Teixeira. Going to see Yu Hanchao as well coming on for Wu Shi. That's the captain being replaced. That's the job that Kawasaki Frontale have done on Shanghai Shenhua tonight. Very disgruntled figure he cuts now, Leonid Slutsky. feel, I'm sure, that the presence of Amadou, the lack of it, more to the point tonight, has been critical. The way Shenhua were overrun in the middle of the park in that first half. But equally, you have to credit the way Kawasaki Frontale up their level, found the attacking solutions to the problems that were clearly generated last week at the Shanghai stadium. Shenhua now inside the last 5 minutes, building with Cha. Pass was too heavy. It probably sums up the night. The rain is back with us. But it's washing away Shenhua's hopes once and for all. Don't play until the very end of the month, Shenhua. He's got the international break coming up, of course. World Cup qualifying group, rather mirroring what's happening out on the pitch tonight. Japan top of the group, China bottom. We'll have to go to the next group stage to try and qualify automatically for the World Cup next year. Sasaki, calmness under pressure. Tachibanada. No look pass, and they've swung it forward impressively. Clip up and over the top there for Yamamoto. Is Marcinho still going? But he's a wily coach. I mean, now he's been given a big promotion after those 5 years with Avispa Fukuoka. Sterling work, by the way, but never at the forefront of the Japanese game, Avispa. And promoted from J2 to Shigetoshi Asube. Established the club in J1. Indeed, that Manager of the Season award, recognising his efforts at Fukuoka in 2023, their best ever finish of 7th that year, but proving he can cut it. For the very top level. Goalkeeper out to claim, safe hands again from Yamaguchi. And the big sling as well sets Frontale away. Segawa, Yamamoto, so all the substitutes getting involved. Yamada managed to regain his footing to keep some measure of momentum in this attack. Here's Ianaga. Miura, there's the overlapper, Yamamoto, and now the ball to run away from him. Remains to be seen whether there's going to be a clean sweep for Japan, by the way, because Gwangju are 2-0 up against Vissel Kobe. That cancels out Kobe's 2-0 win from the first leg. Al-Sadd versus Al Nasser, Al Ahly versus Al Hilal. 3 Saudi teams in there in the quarter-finals of the Western Zone, with the Qataris of Al-Sadd the outliers in a sense. And looking at the Eastern Zone, Yokohama Mariners against Kawasaki Frontale, Buriram United from Thailand against the winners of that Gwangju Vissel Kobe tie. Kobe really struggling, the 2-time defending champions, of course, of J1. Couldn't bring it home, unlike Frontale. Oh, Shenhua have given it away. Marcinho is open here. Marcinho! How about that? It's 4. You thought the chance had gone, but he opens the box of tricks. The control, the step back, and then the finishing touch after all. Pressure from the first moment to the last here from Kawasaki Frontale, and it's yielded a cherry on top of the cake, the qualifying cake from marvellous Marcinho. Wonderful footwork, wonderful goal, wonderful performance tonight from fabulous Kawasaki Frontale. Well, to think he was sent off against Shenhua in the group match. He's been patient to exact his revenge. Been a constant threat tonight. He might have had a couple of goals. Remember that chance that he missed in the first half, as Shenhua themselves waste the chance to pull one back. Yuhan Chao, the substitute, with holes opening up alarmingly there. And Saulo Mineiro just shoves over Sotomayor. A challenge and a contribution born from pure frustration there from Shenhua's Brazilian striker. Well, he's pulled it off. Coach Hasebe. Erison did his bit. Delightful volley, making it 2-0 on the night. And rain battered. Looks a man full of worry. Leonid Slutsky could be the CSL now in 2025 is the main priority for Shanghai Shenhua, as it will be for their city rivals, Kevin Muscat's Shanghai Port. Zhao Teixeira. Again, the midfield job. Oshima and Kawahara in between them, just nullifying completely the threat of Zhao Teixeira. They'll rue the absence of Amadou, but you really have to applaud the Frontale performance tonight. It's gone just about as perfectly as anyone connected with this club could have expected. Trailing 1-0 from the first leg in Shanghai. It all came together on the night. A fabulous performance from Kawasaki Frontale. 4-goal Frontale, if you will. Firing on all cylinders. Erison got the second after Sasaki's first half opener. And then Tatsuya Ito and Marcinho added further goals to make it ultimately never in doubt. Shenhua just couldn't deal with Frontale tonight. Yamaguchi pulled off saves when he was required, but in truth this was all about the prowess of Frontale. It was the part of their game that they lacked in Shanghai. Boy, did they get it right tonight. Absolutely lightning quick, sharp passing, wonderful attacking play, and it's been rewarded with qualification to the quarter-finals of the AFC Champions League Elite. Only the second time in Frontale's history they've made it this far in this competition. 4-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate. A brilliant win by Kawasaki Frontale.